Now, having a Labrador can be one of the best experiences in life, but if they non-stop bark, it can turn the joy of your life into a chore of your life. So in today's video, I want to teach you exactly how you can stop your Labrador from barking to help them become the dream canine companion that you've always wanted. So when it comes to stopping your Labrador from barking, it can be an infuriating behaviour. It can be a really frustrating behaviour to get on top of, but it absolutely doesn't need to be. You just need to follow my basic 3 steps and you absolutely can get there. Now, I am a balanced training advocate, so I do think it's incredibly important that not only do we teach our dogs what it is that we do want from them, but that it's also important that we teach them what it is that we don't want from them. Because without that ability of communicating, yes, do this, no, don't do that, dogs become confused and they start making decisions for themselves, which often looks like things like your Labrador excessively barking, your Labrador excessively pulling, your Labrador becoming reactive or even aggressive. You have to have the ability to teach them what we do want and what we don't want. And to do that for barking, we follow 3 simple steps. The first step is correcting the undesirable behaviour. So when they're barking when they shouldn't be, we need to have the ability to say, hey, stop doing that. And there's a variety of different ways to do that, and frankly every single Labrador is different at the severity that they need in order to understand that message. Some dogs with a really firm verbal correction of a shush or a ah will be enough to snap them out of it and get them to stop the barking and understand that it was the barking that was unacceptable. Some dogs might need pet corrector spray. Some dogs may require corrections from something like a slip lead. But either way, we have to find the way to firmly, assertively, swiftly, but from a place of love and care, because we want our dogs to be well behaved, well balanced, well rounded canine companions, to correct the undesirable behaviour of barking. But what is really good is that if you follow my next 2 steps, the amount that you need to correct the behaviour can be minimum, and then we can move to a place where we are rewarding and reinforcing the dog the vast majority of the time, instead of constantly having to challenge and correct behaviours. Good. Sit. Yes, good. Good dogs. So the next step, guys, after we've corrected the undesirable behaviour, because we love our dogs, because we're fair to our dogs, because we want our dogs to succeed, is that we need to redirect our dogs to the desirable behaviour instead. We need to help them understand, no, don't do that, but I want you to do this instead. And when it comes to barking, I have 2 main ways to do that. A lovely sit and stay command, or a place command, depending on the situation that we're in that's causing the barking. If you're out and about on a walk, or you just stood out in public and your dog decides to bark and you deem it to be unacceptable, you have to correct them and let them know that's unacceptable. But while we're here, I just need you to sit, stay, and stay with good manners, quietly and patiently. That's what we're going to redirect them to. Maybe you're in the house and the barking's every time somebody goes past. Well, in that situation, we're going to correct the barking, but then redirect them to the place command. And we will have been working on this sit and stay drill separately in a very fun, food-based, positive way. We'd have been working on the place command in a very fun, food-based, positive way. But we've corrected the undesirable behaviour and now redirecting to the desirable one, which then takes us on to step 3, which is the good part, it's the fun part, it's the part that we all want, and that is to reward the desirable behaviour. So when we have redirected the dogs to the desirable behaviour, we say yes, and we praise and we reward that with food, toys, treats, whatever it is that our Labradors love. We communicate to them, this thing that you're doing now, that's what I want to see. This is great. That thing you did a minute ago, that's not acceptable, I can't allow it. It's no different from raising your children as parents properly. It's no different from being a good, fair boss in a work environment. We have to let the people who we're responsible for, or our Labradors that we're responsible for, understand what it is that we do want from them and what it is that we don't want from them. And if we do that effectively, the undesirable behaviour, in this situation barking, will come down and down and down and down and down, because we're punishing and correcting that behaviour. However, the desirable behaviour of sit, stay with nice manners, place command, stay quietly, patiently with good manners, happens more and more and more and more and more. So Bad behaviour, 100%, good behaviour, 0%. Through repeating this process, we swap over. So the need to correct our dog becomes minimal or non-existent. And the desire, the requirement to reward, reinforce and praise our dog becomes higher and higher and higher. And that's why my system has become so successful and effective. That's why so many people have been able to have huge amounts of success. So make sure you treat your Labrador with rules, boundaries, expectations from a place of love, kindness and empathy, because we want them to succeed. We want them to have a happy, healthy life, and we want our lives to be happier because they're in it. And to do so, they have to be well balanced, well rounded, well behaved, just like children if you're a parent, just like your employees if you're an employer. It's an incredibly important part of the process, and we lead our dogs because we love our dogs. Guys, I hope you enjoyed that video. If you want to learn more about one of my favourite breeds in the world, the Labrador Retriever, make sure you subscribe to this channel because it's exactly what it's designed to do, and I can't wait to see you on the next episode.